Welcome in, everyone. Happy Monday, March 27th, 2023, episode 257 of The Dream Wager. I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me is my partner in crime, my right-hand man, Elvis Acosta. How you doing today, kid?
I'm doing great, Dylan. Great weekend of sports. Dylan. MLB around the corner starts this week, Dylan. I'm excited. Can't wait.
Oh man, I saw the email in my in my Gmail saying, "Hey, get your tickets opening day. Mets start on the road for the first 2 weeks, but April 6th, man, I might have to go to opening day." But you're right. We'll get into our MLB futures a little later in the show. We'll break down a little NBA. We are down to the final four. But Elvis, I think we got to start. Breaking news today. Lamar Jackson, he went on Twitter and he dropped the bomb. Yeah, I'll read it to you. A letter to my fans. You know, he starts out, I want to first thank all of you for the love, the support, consistency shown towards me. All of you are amazing. I appreciate y'all so much. I want you to know not to believe everything you read about me. Let me personally answer some questions in regards to my future plans. As of March 2nd, today is March 27th. I requested a trade from the Ravens organization, which Ravens have not been interested in meeting my value. Any and everyone that has met me or has been around me know that I love the game of football, and my dream is to help a team win a Super Bowl. You are great, and I have to make a business decision that is best for me and my family. No matter how far I go or where my career takes me, I'll continue to be close with my fans of Baltimore, Flock Nation, and the entire state of Maryland. Y'all see me again. Trust. Whew, a lot to unpack. So we're March 22nd. He requested a trade. Then 5 days later, they tag him, doesn't sign the tag. And now 20 days later, he comes out and says, hey, I actually requested a trade. Take me through it. What are your thoughts? You think this is a good move by Lamar? And yeah, let's just start there. Do you think it's a good move by Lamar?
I, I'm kind of a toss up, deal, because it's the reason why I didn't get out. Like you said, like he said, though, he requested a trade March 2nd. We're in the 27th now. He didn't make it publicly. The Ravens didn't make it publicly, deal. We know for months this has been nasty. Even since last season. The fact that they're going to get a deal done last season, it became nasty. Now, there's no going back. I think now is officially. We had some speculation thinking, oh yeah, he will remain a Raven. Now, Dill, I think that's looking very, very unlikely. Dill, was it a good move? Yes, because now he could possibly, more teams might be interested. Like, all right, let's try to get
Yeah.
Lamar. But I think some of us will still want it to be a Baltimore. I wish they could just work it out and get a long term deal done in Baltimore. Deal, but was it a great move overall, business wise for him? Yes.
Yeah, and looking around the league, I think it basically came to, hey, they offered him some guaranteed money. He didn't they weren't able to meet in the middle. For however long they negotiated for it, they just weren't able to come to a deal. And now I feel like it opens the door for possible landing spots. So, first round, obviously, he's not going to go to Carolina or Houston. I think they're set on either CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Then you're looking at Arizona. We don't need a quarterback. The Colts, they need a quarterback. But my question is, why jump the gun on a guy like maybe Anthony Richardson or the guy Will Levis from Kentucky? Unproven, could be a bust. We don't know. Or you go out and get a guy that's won 70% of his starts, who's proven it, who's a former MVP of the league. So I think a team like the Colts, maybe Atlanta Falcons sitting there at 8, there are a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. And I don't necessarily think you need it at draft night, or because I think you could tell what direction a team is going on draft night. So let's see how draft night goes. And then eventually, hey, let's go down and let's now sit and have a conversation with Lamar, because Lamar could go anywhere or sign an offer sheet, but the Ravens do have the choice to match that. So if a team does come in and say, hey, I'll give you all this guarantee money, I'll give you the years, there's nothing that's stopping the Ravens from saying, hey, I'll match that. I'll do exactly that as well. What are your thoughts on who might take a look at Lamar and where you think he might end up?
Still, like you said, I like the Colts in this situation. They got the ninth pick. I understand the Baltimore Ravens are asking 2 first round picks to lift the tag up, Dill, but I think it makes sense still. Culture right there. They're ready to take off. Remember, they had this. They brought in Matt Ryan because they thought they could take him somewhere. He couldn't go nowhere. The year before that, they brought in Carson Wentz, and the year before that, they brought in
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers still. So clearly, they've been trying and swinging for a few years now, and now you got somebody that could honestly go out and win you some games. That's proven MVP caliber, and they're not taking a shot. You swung and missed at Matt Ryan. It looked like he's done. You swung and missed at Carson Wentz. He's done. And Phillip Rivers, he's coaching high school. So I think you got to try Lamar. Hey, maybe they're like, hey, we're done at swing and misses. Let's just try to swing and miss on the draft. Hey, you're sitting at ninth, but who for the next 5 years, who do you think is going to have a better career? Lamar Jackson, Will Levis, or Anthony Richardson? I'm going to take Lamar Jackson for the next 5 years. So that's just me, Dill. And then suitors, besides the coach, that I think Lamar could have a great fit. Atlanta's one of them. They publicly say out they're not interested, but it makes sense. You got a big tight end. You got a clear number one receiver in Olave. You got a rising defense. I think they can make some noise in Atlanta. We'll see. But Dill, Miami. I think Miami's a quarterback away from being contenders. They have solidified the defense. They got Bradley Chubb, Ramsey, great secondary. And then you have a two-headed monster with Cheetah and Jalen Waddle, Dill. I think they're just a quarterback away. I know that's one of the hardest divisions in football, but put Lamar Jackson on the Dolphins roster, Dill. I think they could make some noise. Another team, your Jets, Dill. I think the Jets are just a quarterback away. And a few other teams that I would love to see Lamar on, but highly unlikely. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Dill. I think if the Steelers could, work out a deal with Baltimore, which is highly doubtly, but hey, I think the Steelers could make a run with Lamar at quarterback. Tennessee, Dill.
I was just thinking that.
Hey, Ryan Tannehill, it looks like they're not going to possibly move forward with him. We'll see about that. I already forgot the dude's name. He's a complete bust. Damn, what's that dude? What's the backup in Tennessee name?
I
forgot it. That's a shame. He's a bust. He's not it. The ball dude was better come playoff time. And then
not Josh Dobbs. Malik Willis.
He's a bust. He's not it. Josh Dobbs is better than Malik Willis.
Yeah, he did all right.
Yeah, he did all right, Dill. And then I don't know why, but I think Washington should try. You got Eric Bieniemy as the offensive coordinator. I think he can make some moves with Lamar Jackson as the quarterback, Dill. So I don't know why the Commanders are not in the shopping spree for Lamar Jackson. If I'm the Commanders front office, I try to land that. Because look at the division. You got Dak Prescott with the Cowboys. You got Daniel Jones with the Giants. Say what you want about Daniel Jones. But Daniel Jones, he did make the playoffs. He didn't got a playoff win. Not too many people have a playoff win now, Dill. And then you got Jalen Hurts coming off a Super Bowl. So if you think you just can move forward with Sam Howell or somebody else, Commanders, you're stuck for the next 5 years. Let's just be real. So I think the Commanders should try to get Lamar. And then Dill, like you said, Carolina, they're gonna end up going quarterback number one. But anybody else?
Houston does have the capital. They have the 13th pick as well. But I think they stay, and I think they get Bryce Young or one of them. Whoever doesn't go 1 or 2.
How about they draft Will Anderson at 2? And then trade the 13th pick for Lamar Jackson.
I don't think that's enough to get him, to be honest.
Hey, Dill, if you're not going to sign him, put it this. If you know how Lamar just publicly asked for a trade, if the Texans offer him something, the Ravens got to match it.
Yeah, 100%. You can't just let a guy walk out. You said a lot of good things. The only thing, I just don't see him getting traded to Pittsburgh in division. They're rivals.
No, that's why I said I would love to see him as a Steeler.
I like Tennessee. I think Falcons make a lot of sense. I don't know about Miami. I know he's from there. They picked up this 5th-year option. And
hey, but what's $30 million to a billionaire?
That, and they've publicly come out and said, hey, whether they mean it or not, they've come out and said, hey, we are behind Tua. Tua is our guy. He's moving forward. He's our quarterback.
Dylan, if Tua was the guy, he would have got a 4-year extension like Daniel Jones instead of getting picked up as a
5th-year option.
A 5th-year option. Daniel Jones got a contract and Tua didn't. That tells you something, Dill. Trust me, I know these billionaires Well, I don't know him personally, but I know these billionaires don't mind eating $30 million.
I like Tennessee. I think he goes in there and he's probably the
Makes up,
best quarterback in the division. Same thing
yeah.
with the NFC East. I think he's better than all of them. And he kind of fits the system of Eric Bieniemy. So I kind of like that one as well. Dan Snyder goes and sells the team, and his last move gives Lamar a fully guaranteed contract and sells the house and just goes, see ya. And now I sell the team. That would be a baller move. I don't know. A lot of people don't like Dan Snyder, but
so go out with a
crazy.
bang. Give him a
Go out
$250
with a bang.
million fully guaranteed.
Now he doesn't have he hasn't signed the tag. He probably won't sign it. Is there a possibility? I think the only example I could think of or just recent history is Le'Veon Bell. He did sit out and he did get the contract from the Jets.
Legend.
But do you think Lamar would either one, A, or B do that?
No, just because though, I think he loves the game a lot. I think he loves the game too much to step away. 2, I think deep down, I think he honestly believes he could go out there and win the Super Bowl with this current Baltimore Raven team. And I think a lot of people believe that too. With a healthy Lamar Jackson, I think the Ravens are Super Bowl contenders actively right now.
Yeah.
So at the end of the still Super Bowl contender. I understand if he was on, the Texans or the Browns, something like that deal, but Ravens are a championship contending team as of right now. So I don't know. It's tough, though. It's tough.
Yeah, no, it is tough. So I am interested to see where, where he goes, what teams. I want to see if it ramps up because now people were talking about it, but now conversations are really starting to amp up big. Everyone's going to start talking. And there was a big question out there that because this has been for 20 days now, he's requested a trade or something, or 27 days. And my question is do you think teams probably had a whiff of it or knew about it? Because GMs talk, owners, they talk. So they did a really good job at hushing it up, I feel like, because this came out of left field. So what do you think? Do you think people were talking or how did this all come about?
I personally think, though, is there a team out there that told Lamar to leak this information? Because clearly Baltimore still want to keep Lamar just at a very team-friendly deal, right? And I think, like you said, Lamar said he asked for a trade March 2nd. So I think there's a team out there or multiple teams out there right now in Lamar's ear or in Lamar's camp saying, hey, we'll sign you. We want to give you this, this, and this. We just need you to get traded from Baltimore. And what's the best, easiest way to do that? Make it public, Dill. Thank your fans. Go on Twitter. Say what you got to say. And now the Baltimore Ravens either got to, 1, sign him to something he wants to sign to, or 2, Dill, just trade him away. Because like you said, he's yet to sign the franchise tag. He hasn't signed it yet. So he could go to September, October. I think he has up to December to sign the tag.
Very, very interesting. And I really don't know where he goes. And I want to see who really offers him the contract because I agree. I don't think he sits out a year. I think he winds up playing, but it's going to be very interesting to see who signs him, who's going to give him the money. And ultimately, he kind of forced Baltimore's hand, and it was great because John Harbaugh was in front of all reporters while Lamar's tweeting this out, and John Harbaugh is kind of what the fuck? He's saying all the right things. Why don't we do this? Why don't we split them up together? Send them to a package. John Harbaugh, Lamar to another team, to Atlanta or to Indianapolis. I know they just got Frank Ray, but it's just I don't know. I think they're good together. I think Lamar, I think John Harbaugh, that's his guy. But at the end of the day, they weren't able to come up with a number. So don't know if he'll sit out a year. I don't think so. But very interesting to see what, just what transpires in the next, I guess, 2-3 weeks. But let's move on. Let's talk a little about March Madness. UConn. We got a Northeast school. We got Florida Atlantic and Boca Raton, and the only people in Boca are probably like old timers who are retired. They're the number 9 seed getting in. We have Miami upsetting Texas. My Texas ticket is dead. We got another Miami, so South Florida's loaded, and then you have San Diego. So, and then they're a 5th seed as well. This is the first time ever a number 1, 2, or 3 seed is not in the Final Four. UConn is the highest seed, and they are sitting at the 4th seed. But wild. The mascots, you got an Aztec, you got a hurricane, you have an owl, and what else do you have?
Husky.
And a husky. Probably the most badass to hurricane, right?
Yeah, I'll say I wouldn't want to deal with no hurricane. Shit.
An Aztec.
Honestly, I wouldn't want to deal with no wolf either, though. But I'm a big boy, so I'll probably be all right.
They'll probably know when a hurricane's coming before any of us. So they're like, I'm out. See ya. So overall, great weekend, I think, for all of us. The only game I lost was Miami. What a comeback, man. They were down 13 points with 10 minutes left, and they said, okay, we're going to start playing basketball now. And they won. They won by 7. Jonathan Miller, man, 27 points. He was a beast. What was your takeaway this weekend? We were down to 4 in Houston.
Yo, shockingly, I had a great weekend. I took FAU, took San Diego, and I took Miami, shockingly, so I had a great weekend betting-wise. But, I was kind of shocked, though, the fact that UConn was able to dominate Gonzaga after Gonzaga took out my UCLA Bruins, though. I had UCLA going all the way. And Gonzaga, especially in that second half, straight demolished them, and then they got blown off the court by UConn, who I thought wasn't really that good. Great call, by the way, on UConn, though, but didn't see that coming. FAU, I think they keep just shocking the world, though. They keep shocking people. And then San Diego State, you called it. You saying they're the fifth ranked defense in the league, though, and it's showing it. Though defense wins championships, and I understand it was a questionable call at the end, though, but that defense, it is something else. And then Miami, probably the biggest upset of the weekend, though.
Yeah.
I know you like Texas. Texas is rolling, but I said it when Miami beat Houston. I was like, they beat Houston. They for real. So I'm going to take the plus points. They might not win, but I think they will cover. And they ended up winning outright, though. I was shocked.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing that hurts, because Miami, they play in a lot of close games. And what I worry about with UConn, they've blown everyone out. Besides the first half against Iona, they've been blowing teams out. They haven't really been in a close game, which kind of scares me, because if they're in a dogfight, I don't know, can they pull it out? So UConn, like you said, impressive. Drew Timme, see ya. He said he's not coming back. He's a clown when he's doing his signature move when he's down 30 or down 20 with like 3 minutes left. He's honestly, give him credit, because you do that down 20 and you're still chirping. Yeah. You're a different breed. Florida Atlantic, great win against Noel and Kansas City. Noel, 30 points, 12 assists. The kid just balled out. He was the short king. He's 5'7", and he was the only one doing anything for Kansas State. So Florida Atlantic advances, like you said. And I think the upset of the weekend was Miami coming out, not destroying, but they come back after a 13-point deficit and they beat the Longhorns. And Creighton, man, like I said, the defense, it's winning championships. They've held 56 points to Creighton, a very good offense. So watch out for San Diego State. They are the second favorite now to win it. But any thoughts on? So now we're going all the way to this weekend, and the first game is Florida Atlantic taking on San Diego State. Right now, Florida Atlantic is actually the favorite. What are your thoughts, real quick?
I'm kind of shocked. It's saying San Diego State -2. Maybe the line might have switched, though. But FAU, man, they've been marching, though. You can't. I understand you expect a certain school to perform a certain way, but you got to go past that now and look what your eyes tell you. FAU's been balling. Yeah. They've been balling another level. I think it's a great matchup because the offensive, they've been performing great. And then you got the Aztec with that great defense still, and they can still drop some buckets offensively. It's just how quick will they get in rhythm? Because if the Aztecs get in rhythm, though, I think this game could get ugly. That's my thing. And then with UConn and Miami, Dill, like I'm like you. I don't know what to expect from UConn because they've been blowing everybody out. And like you said, if it's a nip and tuck 5-point ball game in the last 3-4 minutes, I'm curious to see how UConn's gonna react.
Yeah, and I think they have the advantage, the UConn with the home crowd. I know it's in Houston, but let's think about it. Like I said, where are all these teams from? 2 of them, South Florida, and then 1 across the country in San Diego. One, why are you even going to leave where you are to go to Houston? You know, like no disrespect to Houston, but I'd rather stay in Boca. Miami's Miami. San Diego's beautiful. And
UConn right now, late March, early April, it ain't the brightest sight.
Yeah, you're in Connecticut, a bunch of rich white people. So I think they're going to go to Houston, and I think they're going to have a home court. They're going to have the atmosphere. I just don't know. And they're laying 5.5. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I laid the -5.5 just because based on, I do think they're the best team right now. They've blown everyone out, you know? And Miami, but they're this dog that, you know, they'll get down 13, but then they'll come right back and they'll lock up and play some defense. So I think that's going to be the game of the week. And, like you said, yeah, I think I saw the reverse. San Diego State is the favorite at -2, which I think is deserving. But Florida Atlantic, they've only lost 3 games. So watch out for them. They could surprise people as well. Kind of like the under as well of the 131. San Diego State, I think, will lock them up a little bit, but should be very interesting. And then Monday after the games, it will be the national championship in Houston. So who do you got coming out real quick? Let me get your national championship prediction.
Dill, give me San Diego State, and then give me. My heart wants to say Miami.
I know.
I'm gonna say Miami and San Diego State. Give me 2 5s to the national championship, though.
These are subject to change. We have a little time till Saturday's episode. So if you're feeling some type of way and you want to reverse it, or a guy gets hurt, or
we got 5 days, so we're good.
Yeah,
you know,
we're subject to change. But I'm going San Diego State as well in UConn. I think it's going to be a 4 and a 5. That'd be cool. And honestly, it'd be cool. What are your thoughts on a lot of people saying, "Oh, this March Madness sucks. There's no like good team." I thought it was great. Yeah.
To me, this is one of the best March Madness in a minute. To me, I always love it when an underdog goes all the way. Like we saw Jordan Hayward lead Butler all the way to the national championship. He almost hit a damn near full court shot to win the game, Dill. So I think those games are exciting. Just because they're not a SEC or Big East school doesn't mean they can compete with these people, Dill. So that's my thing. Just because your favorite blue blood big school this, that guess what? That doesn't always represent the best talent, Dill. These 4 teams, I understand they might not be the most popular or the richest schools, Dill, but guess what? The players they're playing on the court are the best in the country.
Yeah, shout out. What conference are the Florida Atlantic in? They are. Oh man, I was looking for it. I literally just had it. It was
Florida Atlantic.
It's the FAU. It's the Conference USA. That's what it is. So Conference USA, they won the D2 championship. One of their D1s are in the Final Four. Watch out. And like you said, it's not a big blood, even though you have a Mountain West team. You got San Diego State. You have an ACC team in Miami, and then 1 Big East school, UConn. But let's say 2 Big East schools, because San Diego State was in the Big East for 10 minutes. But yeah, we got 2 Big East teams. We got a Conference USA and an ACC. And everyone all year told me the ACC sucks. North Carolina, Duke. It's such a down year for the ACC. It's all about the Big 10 and the Big 12. Not one made it. So I just think that's funny. I thought that was a good point that you brought up with the Blue Bloods and everything. But let's transition. NBA, how was your weekend? LeBron came back. Did you see it?
Yes, I was watching it. I didn't be able to watch the full game. Saw the first half and then the second half. Though it was kind of a blow. I had to tune it off. Though, but it was exciting. Watch old Gold James return, looking like his old self. Didn't see too. I saw a little rust, but his legs still look there. So glad to see he's healthy. That's what you want to see. Maybe he's not in the best shape or he's a little rusty, but he is healthy, though, and that's what matters.
I love it. He came out and said, "Yeah, they said I tore a tendon, but I recovered quicker than anyone known to man." I was like, "Yo, this guy's God!" Like he just recovered in a matter of 2 weeks. So, um, loved. I loved how Pat Bevs he came out earlier in the week when he got traded a few weeks ago and said, "Hey, we play him back to back. We're gonna win those and spoil the playoffs for him." I love the competitiveness. I love the small on a fadeaway, not even touching him. He's a legend for that, Pat Bev.
Yeah.
And also, LeBron, I think even though he came off the bench, I think he should be refrained to throwing the powder up. That's only when you start. I thought it was a little tacky when he did it coming off the bench.
It
I
doesn't
know
matter
he's
to him.
LeBron. I'm the biggest LeBron fan, but I thought that was kind of tacky, don't you?
That was the first time he came off the bench since 2007.
27, yeah.
2007, though. So you know what? I'm gonna give him a pass on that one.
I don't know. They shouldn't have lost though. To the Bulls, I thought. DeRozan, he had a good game. Zach LaVine went off. He had 32, but other than that, they really couldn't get any production. LeBron had 19 coming off the bench. Troy Brown, he hit a couple threes, but other than that, Vanderbilt went cold. Austin Reeves didn't really have a good game either. Anthony Davis, And yeah, they didn't really win. Gabriel, he just shit the bed as well. So they didn't really have a good game, and it was a tough one to fork up. Did you actually watch the game, or you turned it off, like you said?
No, I ended up turning it off, though.
Okay.
It was a 13-point game in the fourth quarter to start the fourth quarter. By the 10-minute 12 mark, it was a 20-point game again. I shut it off.
It was bad. Another bad performance. Dallas Mavericks lose another one last night. They lose to the Charlotte Hornets. Luka, man, 40 points, 8 assists.
To the Charlotte Hornets. Mind you, back to back to the Charlotte Hornets. Still, you gotta emphasize 3-7 together. 3-7 together.
Wow.
They were the 5th seed when the trade went down at 29-26. They're 36-39 outside of the play-in. You're welcome.
Wow. Gordon Hayward, he had a good game. PJ Washington had a good game as well, but I don't want to put it on Kyrie because I like the guy. I think he's a fantastic player, but Luka came out saying, I'm just not having fun. I used to smile and enjoy playing, and he almost got a technical. They rescinded it, so he will be able to play tonight. So it's very interesting to see him not have fun and him always heckling the refs on literally every time he drives the ball. He thinks he gets fouled. Is it Kyrie? What is it? What's wrong with Luka? Why isn't he having fun anymore?
First of all, though, they're 3-7 when they play together. So that's one. You're not gonna have fun when you're losing games, especially games that you should be winning, aka 2 in a row against the Charlotte Hornets, who are for sale, by the way. So that's not a good look, Bill. I think winning solves everything. Winning cures everything, Bill. So, for example, if the Mavs win 5 straight, I guarantee Luka's going to be cheesy as hell after the 3rd win. I guarantee it, Bill. When the last time you saw the Mavericks win 3 games in a 3 games straight? What, about almost 2 months? Month and a half?
Yeah, something
Still,
like that.
I'm telling you, winning heals all. And when you're winning a game a week, that's not fun. If that, it's not fun, Bill. So I'm not going to blame Kyrie Irving. I understand it ain't the best match. It ain't gelling right. It ain't the best match because you have 2 ball dominant players in Kyrie and Luka Doncic. Still, I guess they wanted something like they saw last year with Jalen Brunson and Luka. But hey, Kyrie's not Jalen Brunson. Kyrie Irving is an alpha. So it's still a small chance they can make some noise in the playoffs if they get it in, deal, because it's going to be hard to stop that duel, especially come playoff time, because Luka's going to give you 40 a night. We all know that. But I hate to say I told y'all so, but I don't hate to say I told y'all so. This is what happens when y'all try to get Kyrie from us, and everybody laughs at me. I'm gonna have the laugh when the Dallas Mavericks don't make the playoffs, and then when Kyrie Irving signed with the Lakers or another team, I'm already start laughing.
I know you didn't laugh last night against the Magic. Tough one on the road. He couldn't get the job done, even though Mikal Bridges just exploded 44 points. And usually, like we said, when he scores over 27 or more, they usually win the game, but they didn't get any help. DFS 2 points, -13 from the floor. Cameron Johnson didn't have a good game either, 10 points. Spencer Dinwiddie, thanks for fucking showing up. 2 points. He was garbage. Cam Thomas, thanks for helping because he was the only one that really helped. Had 8 points, but other than that, very tough game. Dropped it at home, I think, against. Oh no, on the road against against the Magic. What's your thoughts about the Nets?
That was a tough loss. When we was 5.5-point dogs in Miami. Saturday? We ended up winning that game by 29 points
outright.
Understand that, people. We were 5.5-point dogs. We ended up winning the game by 30, and then we go out the next day and we lose to the Magic. I understand the Magic are a little better than what they are, November time, but still, these are must-win games. We're trying to make the 6th seed, and then you go out, you win a must-win game against Miami Heat, and then you just go out and shit the bed. Now Malik Bridges, because he had a tremendous game, but everybody else, they got to step up. I'm not. This team, there's a small chance they could make the play-in. They get bounced off the play-in, So I hope they take these last, 8-9 games seriously and try to, win 5 out of 8. And, hopefully we can secure that 6th seed deal. But right now, it's not looking good.
Yeah, right now you and Miami are tied for the 7th. Right now you do have the tiebreaker, so you are, if it started today, you would play Philly, the 6 and the 3. But other than that, on the East, really didn't change. One Bucks still by a game. Boston is the 2 seed. Philly's about 2 games away from them. Cleveland is a game behind Philly. We're still the 5th seed. So 1 through 4 is kind of nip. Then we're like 6 games behind Cleveland. So we're 2.5 above you and Philly. Then it's Toronto and Chicago and Atlanta. On the West, didn't really change as well, except the Lakers. Their loss, now they're the 9th seed. So there's a lot of wiggle room these next week, maybe 2 weeks left of the season. So very interesting to see where everyone lands. But overall, you said you had a good day. How was your last 7 days?
Last 7 days wasn't well, though. That's because last week I had a rough stretch in NCAA and a few bad games. Last 7 and 12. No, yeah, 7 and 12. Yesterday went 2-0. Went 3-0 in the Elite 8. But overall, during the basketball, Philly fucked me. The Bucks lost bad. And then Xavier, Penn State, all that went to hell. And then Vegas Vipers got destroyed by 20.
Oh my God.
They got destroyed by 23 points though. So
yeah, you're right. That's the only went 2-1 in the XFL. That was the only one I lost. Vegas, they weren't even in the game. +3. Jesus Christ. We got there with the Brahmas though yesterday, 15-9. It went under again. Whenever these two teams just hit the under, I don't care if it's like a 29 at this point. They're just gonna go over. Yesterday I went 4-1. It was a good day. I hit on Creighton team total under. I hit on San Diego State outright +2. Memphis team total over 122. They've been averaging 131. They scored 123. And then the only one that didn't, I thought I was going to go undefeated. I had Texas 3.5. They were up 13 with 10 minutes left, and here comes the Hurricane. So last 7 days for me, 18-11. I'm up 4 units. So see, we're back on the. See, last time we talked, I was down units. So I'm telling you, it's just the weekend. Let's get it rolling. Let's go to the NBA. Let's start there. 7:10 Eastern start time for the first game. Detroit Pistons taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis is out. -13. Over under is at 228. What do you got?
Still, even without Giannis, still, the fact that this line is at -13, it just shows you how deep and good this Milwaukee Bucks team is still. And frankly, Dill, I kind of still want to lay the 13. I'm not gonna do it. I never laid double digits, especially on the road.
Yeah.
But it is tempting. If anything, people tease down Milwaukee because they will win this game by double digits. They just flat out 3-4 times better than Detroit Pistons still, but no official play for me.
Yeah, Drew Holiday is out as well, and they're still laying 13. Yeah, I don't know about that. I probably won't touch that game as well. Indiana Pacers, you were saying you like this one. Dallas Mavericks, lane 4 on the road, over-unders at 238. Buddy Hield is out for the Pacers. How you like this one?
Yeah, I caught it early. I ended up taking Dallas on the money line -112. There, I still like the -4, so I might take the -4 to the window. I ended up catching it early at -112, and I ended up putting 5 units on it. There.
Wow,
Yeah.
that confident? Why?
One, because it's a must-win game. You lost back-to-back against the Charlotte Hornets, and then you're on the road against the Pacers. Though, I frankly believe if you lose this game today, you're out of the playoffs. You're out of the playoffs. You lose this game today.
Wow, so must win for the Mavericks, laying it on the line. 5 units, I respect it. New York Knicks at MSG. We're laying 13.5 2 against the Houston Rockets. Over unders at 230. Knicks lost 3 in a row. Houston, they've lost 5 in a row. How you playing this one, if anything?
So I know you're gonna probably look at me sideways still, but I might have to take Houston plus 13.5 still. Knicks haven't been playing great basketball. I understand Houston has lost 5 straight, but still, that's the Houston Rockets. You are the New York Knickerbockers still. So you got to expect a little more from the Knicks, and they haven't been living up to the part, Dill. So I'm gonna lean Houston plus 13.5. I think they can lose by 10, Dill. Don't shoot me.
All right, let's go out to Utah Jazz. Home puppies. Here we go. +7 at home against Phoenix. -7 on the road. Over unders at 234. How you gonna play this one?
Give me the dogs, still. Give me Utah at
Yeah.
home +7. I maybe I have to sprinkle something on the money line at +230. Still, I have a feeling they could sneak this one out against Phoenix. I think the Phoenix would probably sleep on them, not take Utah too seriously, and then in the fourth quarter they just shoot you out the gym. So give me the +7, and I'm gonna sprinkle something on the money line at +230.
I got a player prop for you. I'm gonna go Devin Booker under 5.5 assists. You could get it at even money. I see at +105s in other books, so shop around. But gonna go Devin Booker under 5.5 assists. He's hit this under in 7 straight games and 70% of games with Chris Paul. Without KD, he averages just 4.5 assists. So 5.5, and I'm getting plus money. I'll go with the trend there. I'll take under 5.5 assists for D Book. I was so excited to see this game because 2 front runners of the MVP, not going to happen. Joel Embiid is out, and the 76ers are on the road taking on the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets laying 7 at home now. It's skyrocketed. Over unders at 229. Staying away from this game. How you playing it?
Still, I'm gonna still take Houston, Philly plus the points. Still, I still think they could make something happen. I understand there's no Joel Embiid though, but who the hell the Denver Nuggets are in the month of March still? A 500 team, if that.
They've turned it around. They've won 4 of the last 5.
I understand though, but Philly still could make some noise. James Harden's back, Maxey. If the Joker doesn't have a huge triple double or a big game, I think Philly could sneak it out. Take the +7. I'll take the +5 early. I'll probably take the 7.
All right, let's go out to Portland. The Trailblazers hosting the Pelicans. Pelicans on the road, laying 11. Over under is at 226. Anthony Simons, Joseph Nurkic, they're both doubtful as well. So going to be a tough one here for the Blazers at home. How you going to play this one?
Yeah, I'm not going to touch it. I do expect the Pelicans to win this game, but I'm not about to sit here and lay 11 points with the Pelicans. You know, Brandon Ingram is in the lineup, so I do expect him to have a huge game. The Portland Trailblazers basically just gave up on the season. They shut down Damian Lillard, and they might just shut down Simons as well, Dill. So lean Pelicans, but don't put your hard-earned money on -11 either.
I'm going to go another player prop. One I hit on Saturday's show when I said, over 2.5 threes with my boy Trey Murphy. He wound up having 10 that game. I'm going to go, it went up to 3.5, and it's at +142. I think he might be the hottest 3-point shooter in the NBA right now. He's hit this in 5 of his last 7 games. He's averaging 4.3 makes per game in March. And Blazers, they're tanking. Like you said, they rank bottom 5 in opponents' 3-point percentage, makes, and shooting percentage. So they're not interested in guarding the 3. They're tanking. Like you said, they might shut down everyone. I'm going to take Trey Murphy over 3.5 3-pointers at +142. I think that's great value. 2 games left out in Sacramento. Good news, De'Aaron Fox is probable. He will play tonight. So thank God it was nothing serious. Kings laying 5.5 against the Timberwolves at home. Over-unders at 240. You laying it with the Kings?
Still, I'm going to take the plus 5.5 of Minnesota. Anthony Edwards. Cat hit a game winner against the Golden State Warriors. Hit a game winner the night prior to that as well, Dill. I like what I'm seeing, Dill, coming from Minnesota. I think they finally finding their groove. I think it's going to be a good game, especially with Cat in the lineup, Dill. Give me the plus 5.5. I think he's going to go down to the wire.
All right. And then last game on the board, the Los Angeles Clippers are hosting the Chicago Bulls. Clippers laying 4.5 at home. Over under is at 221. Bulls, look out. They've won 4 of their last 5. You know, they've been playing competitive ball. They just beat the Lakers. They beat Portland, tanking. They beat the 76ers. They beat Miami. So watch out. This could be a pesky team. Do you taking the points here?
Dill, I'm going to lean. I haven't came down officially. Maybe in a few hours I will, but I like the Bulls plus 5 earlier. I still like them at plus 4.5. Still, I even think they could sneak one out, a victory out of LA. Dill, remember Pat Bev is also a former Clipper as well. Dill, so he might have some sauce for them as well. Remember, no Paul George. So I like to see, and could Russ be Russ? If Russ has a huge good game, I think the Clippers could win. But if Russ hits you with like a 12-point and then 7 turnovers as well, I think that's gonna be tough to overcome, Dill. So give me the Bulls. You know what, Dill? I'm gonna take my official. Give me the Bulls plus 4. Give me the Bulls plus 4.5, Dill.
Westbrook's been doing all right as well with them. He's not been the turnover machine that we've been accustomed to knowing. My thing, I don't want to go back to Kyrie, but do you think he's out? Do you think he's gone from Dallas after this year? Do you think he makes the move and forces him away?
He was gone from Dallas the day he got traded from the Nets, Dill. I saw that coming from a mile away, Dill. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell the people right now when the season ends and you could bet on where free agents can land. I'm telling you right now, Kyrie Irving will be a Los Angeles Lakers. Los Angeles Lakers has one Supermax slot left. Remember, they were paying Russell Westbrook $48 million this season, with LeBron at 48 and Anthony Davis around 40. So they have 3 max slots still. They still have 1 available. They're not paying all these players that just got traded a super max deal. They can afford 1 more super max deal. And they were able to have Russ, AD, and LeBron. They can afford Kyrie, AD, and LeBron.
All right. Good luck tonight, Elvis, on the hardwood. Before we get into our preview of our MLB futures, let me tell you guys about our sponsors, Viva Tequila. It's the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry after a Saturday morning workout, it doesn't matter. Our flavors pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. We're also brought to you by Daily Fantasy Prize Picks. All first-time users that deposit and use promo code DreamWager will receive 100% instant deposit match up to $100. If you deposit 100, Prize Picks will give you 100. If you deposit 50, Prize Picks will give you 50. It's easy, reliable. Entries can be made within 60 seconds or less. So you pick 2 to 6 players, and if they score more or less than their Prize Picks projection, you can win up to 25% of your money. Tons to choose from. You got NBA going on. MLB is literally in a few days. NHL playoffs are coming up. College basketball, you still have time to get into. So ton of stuff to get in on. It's safe, offers fast withdrawals as well. So get on the action today. Download Prize Picks today and play daily fantasy sports with us. Make sure you use promo code DreamWager when you sign up. All right, Elvis, let's get to it. Let's get to MLB. Are you excited? What are your thoughts on the Red Sox real quick? Do you have high expectations? Because you're in a tough division now. You got the
Dale,
Blue Jays, you got the Rays, you got the Yankees. Talk to me? How you feeling?
first of all, let's start off here. I want to start off by saying we're slightly disrespected. The fact that the over unders at 70.5, it's a little disrespectful. They basically saying we're gonna finish under 500. People, I'm telling you right now, we're not finishing under 500.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really, damn right.
Why?
Because we're
I
the
mean,
Boston Red Sox. We're built like that. We're just that
you
way.
finished in last place last year. The Baltimore Orioles had a better year than you.
Yeah,
And
but that was last year,
that's
Dill.
that's bad.
That was last year, Dill.
Yeah, but y'all didn't really. Besides the Japanese guy, I forgot his name. He raked in the World Baseball Classic.
He's a champ, and he's gonna be a double champ, Dill. Just wait and see. Just wait and see, Dill.
All right, let's go. Let's go to the AL Central. Let's start there. We won't start in the AL East. AL Central, you got a few teams. I think some are still rebuilding. Kansas City Royals plus 35-1. Detroit Tigers 30-1. Then I think it's a 3-team race. Chicago White Sox looking for a bounce back year. Minnesota Twins, they re-signed Carlos Correa. And then you got the Cleveland Guardians who won it last year. So who is your pick to come out of the AL Central?
Dill, give me the Guardians at plus 115. Dill, I kind of like the Twins as well. You know, I was rolling them last year, cashed on a lot of plays with the Minnesota Twins last year, Dill. So I like the Guardians just because I think they're a little better team. They're the best team in the division, honestly. But I think Minnesota could make some noise this season. Hey, I think they could possibly make the playoffs there, and I think I give them a slight chance to, possibly take the division.
Yeah, I'm on the Guardians as well at plus 115. I think there's some value with the Twins as well at, like you said, at plus 180. But my official play, I like the win total for the Tigers over 69.5 wins. They were so unlucky. Literally every single one of their pitchers got hurt last season. They couldn't catch a break. There's no way their bats are going to be as bad as they were last year. They also moved the ballpark dimensions in, so still should be pitcher-friendly ballpark, especially early on in the season. But their bullpen wasn't horrible either. They picked up a guy in the bullpen, Michael Lozano. I think they has a little upside to them. 69 wins. I don't think that's too crazy to ask for. So I like Detroit Tigers a little better than last year. Let's go to the AL East. They have they're 18-1 with the fourth best odds to win the division. Bias aside, what's your best bet for the Red Sox? Is it the division? Is it to make the playoffs? Is it their win total? How you feeling?
Oh, it's the win total, Dill. And to be honest, it's two of them. It's to win 80 games at plus 105. Say if you like the win total and you're confident in it, take the win to win 80 games at plus 105. And it's also the win total as well, Dill. I think, like I said, I don't think we go underneath 500. If anything, I see ourselves winning between 82 to 85, possibly 88 games, Dill. So I like the plus 105 at 80 games.
Yeah, last year, like I said, you only won 78, but I think you could do a little better than that.
Yeah,
you could win 80 games at plus. Especially at home, you were good. 43 and 28, not the best, but you're still above 500. It was away.
If we're healthy, we're winning 85, 90 games. Just if we're healthy, we're just healthy. We don't have to be great.
Yeah,
if we're just healthy, we're winning 80 something games.
Yeah, I'm really high on the Blue Jays this year, man. I took them over. I think they could win the division. I took that at plus 200. I like them over their win total, 91.5. They had the highest batting average away from home last season. So they have much of their core back too from last season. They brought in a guy like Kevin Kiermaier. He should help the outfield. And they were the only team last season away from home that averaged north of 4.72 runs. So they're scoring runs home and away. Kevin Gausman, he was very unlucky last season. His fielding independent was top of the majors. He had an ERA north of 3. So I think, and this is another team that I think has a lot of upside to them. So I like them to win the division, the Blue Jays, and I'm also going to take them over 91.5 wins. Let's go out to the AL West. I feel like it's only a 2-team, even though every year I hear people say the Angels, they have the 2 best players, but It's never it. Jacob DeGrom, they wind up going. He goes to Texas, Oakland. I think they're still a few years away as well. But is it Houston or nothing in this division?
Still, it's Houston tonight. I'm gonna advise people to do this. If you could wait 6, 7 months for a decent cash out and you have a little money put away that you're not gonna be needing for the next 6, 7 months, hey, put a decent amount on Houston and go Christmas shopping with that winnings. Because I'm telling you, Houston's gonna win the division. You know, Seattle, they have a slight shot, but Seattle's still Seattle at the end of the day. Angels, Angels are just gonna disappoint you. Texas Rangers, they haven't been good since my man Josh Hamilton. And then Oakland Athletics. Hey, they're the A's. I love the A's, but the A's are the A's. So for anybody that's listening out there, if you got the funds, put a ticket in now at minus 185, and then with the winnings, go Christmas shopping with it.
Yeah, I think Seattle, they're very close. You know, they've won, what was it, 80? They won 90 games last season. They still finished 16 games out of first. Houston just ran away with it. But I do think Mariners are a few pieces away. I like this Mariner team. I won a lot of money with them last year. I think they're only a year or two away. I think they have a chance to go and get Shohei as well come the deadline. But I'm a high on Christian Javier, the pitcher for Houston, and American Cy Young at 21-1. You know, he only pitched 146 innings last year with the Astros. Sometimes you see him in the pen, sometimes you see him start, and I don't really know why the Houston doesn't love this guy, but I like him. I think he's a stud. He had 194 strikeouts in 146 innings, second in the league in strikeout rate. And I also take him to be the strikeout leader at 27-1. You know, Verlander's gone. And I think the Astros are just going to ask more out of him this year. And I really like his stuff. So at 27-1, I got Christian Javier to be the strikeout leader and for AL Cy Young. So going a little out there, but I like Christian Javier and I like his stuff. It's very hard to hit. Going out to NL Central, I think this one is the most confident, I would say. It's like the easiest one for me. Three teams are just not it right now. Cubs, they did make some improvements, but Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, they're going to be 100 lost teams. Milwaukee, they have a good rotation, but they don't have the lineup. And then St. Louis is just the best team. We saw them win it last year with I think they had, let me see, I'm looking at it right now.
The legend, Adam Wainwright, baby. Stop playing.
Yeah, but I don't know how much they could ask from him this year, you know?
Yeah, not much still, but the fact that he's still there and I still could give you at least, a 60, 70 pitch start is just a legend.
And it's such a Cardinal move. They got rid of Yadier Molina, first ballot Hall of Famer, and then they replaced him with the best free agent catcher in Wilson Contreras. So another class act move by the Cardinals. But yeah, they won the division by 7 games last year, 93 wins against the next closest, which was the Brewers at 86. Anything for the NL Central?
Yeah, Dill, give me the Cardinals at minus 130, Dill. I would have picked the Brew Crew to win the division, Dill, because I do give them a slight shot. But when are they healthy? If you're telling me, they're going to be healthy for at least 140 out of the 162, I'm going to pick them to win the division because I do think, if healthy, the Brewers are slightly better, if not as good as the Cardinals. Let's just be real. But will they be healthy enough to, play the full season? I highly doubt that, but I would love to see them.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would take. We'll get it in a sec, but I like the Cardinals to make the World Series this year. I think it's their year. I think they're loaded. They got this stud, Jordan Walker, who made the team. So I think he's going to be really good for the Cardinals. And that's just the Cardinal way. They have a ton of prospects who are going to be good. Nolan Arenado, you got Paul Goldschmidt. They're just stacked up and down the lineup. So, yeah, I like that play as well. I think they win the division, and I think they could go to the World Series. Let's go to the best division in baseball, NL East. You got the Braves sitting there at even money. Mets plus 155. They took a hit after Edwin Diaz went down, and then you got a Phillies at plus 400. I think it's a 3-team race, even though I think Marlins did make some improvements. Nationals, I think they might be another 100-loss team. But other than that, of the top 3, who is your play, I guess, for the NL East?
I wish I could make this a play. If I could do first place to the All-Star break, I would pick the New York Mets. And then the first place from the All-Star break till playoff, the Atlanta Braves. Still, if I could find that, I'll possibly hit 2 times plus money deal, because I do believe the Mets will have lead the division for most of the year deal. But some way, somehow, y'all always just start falling down towards August, September. So I'll give the division to Atlanta, but I think you got to sprinkle something on the Mets as well, because they're as good, if not better, than the Atlanta Braves. It's just, can they put it together? We saw them in the first 90 games of the season be arguably the best team in baseball, and then they just slipped away the last 60, 70 games. So, Till, I'm gonna be honest, I know it might suck to hear this, but give me Atlanta at plus 100.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I'm realistic. Once Edwin Diaz went down, I know David Robertson, he's pretty good and he can serve as the closer,
But
but
this ain't 8 years ago, This ain't David
yeah.
Robinson from 2012.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. But you're right. And it worries me as well that we have two 40-year-olds at the 1 and 2. I think Kodai Senga, he'll be a good third starter. I think he could win 15, 16 games. We have a good lineup. It just worries me that we're relying on two 40-year-olds that, one, a lot of people are fading Justin Verlander coming off that Cy Young. I honestly, as a Met fan, I don't even know if we'll get 20 starts from either of those guys. I would love it. I think that would be a plus if we were able to get 40 starts combined from those two 40-year-olds, but you're asking a lot. You're asking no injuries. You're asking can they go 6-7 innings per game, and I just don't know, man. I'm very worried about the Mets. Even bias aside, I don't think they'll win the division at all, to be honest. And I have a stolen base leader. I have Ronald Acuna Jr. at plus 500. I like that. RBI leader, Austin Riley, 12-1. I didn't want to back a Brave here. And I'm also avoiding Aaron Judge. And what I think he'll take a small step back after his historic season last year. But, despite hitting the fifth most home runs, 38, Riley drove in 21, 21st most RBIs, 93 last year. And, I think he'll have a better 2022 season that we saw career best in barrel rate, exit velocity, hard hit rate, whiff rate, and out of the zone swing rate. So he was a bit unfortunate. 21 of his 38 home runs were solo home runs. And this Braves lineup is loaded. I think he gets some better fortune with some more like 2-run, 3-run home runs this season. So, he's going to see a lot of at bats with runners in scoring position. So he sits behind Ronald Acuna Jr. He sits behind a lot of these guys. So I think he'll have a lot of opportunity in a lot of those situations. So I'm going to go Austin Riley for RBI leader at 12-1. And then the NL West, we got the Dodgers at minus 125. Padres, they signed your boy Xander Bogaerts. They make some moves. It's kind of a two-team race as well. What are your thoughts on the NL West?
Joe, first of all, it's a great division. I think it's going to be one of the most entertaining divisions in baseball. But, Dill, give me the San Diego Padres to win the division at plus 120, Dill. I think this is their year.
I don't know. It's just the Dodgers are the Dodgers, and
they're gonna fall off. They're gonna fall off. Yeah, they're gonna fall off. This is the year we see the Dodgers have their Yankee year when the expectations are so high, but they just end up with 88 wins.
It's gonna be interesting. I don't know what the hype is. Everyone's so high on the Padres, and I get it. They made some good moves, and
they made great moves. Still, they made great moves.
I just don't know. I feel like they're another team that just kind of whiffs out and just they start tail ending. You saw it last year. They were right on They were right on the Dodgers' ass, and then come just like what the Mets do. They did a Met and they just flopped late in the season. So I don't have a play. I do think it's going to be close, but I would edge it to the Dodgers. Give me for the hits leader. Give me Freddie Freeman 13-1. So I'll gladly take 13-1 on last season's hit leader. He had 199 hits. He had the most in the majors, and his approach is among the best in the game. He focuses on that left center gap. He's a doubles machine. He ended last season with 47 two-baggers. And, Freddie Freeman's old teammate, Trey Turner, he is the odds-on favorite at plus 600. And he finished second last year in most hits. And now he's going to a hitter-friendly ballpark in Citizens Bank Park, which is why I think he is the favorite. But, I'll put my money on the Dodgers first baseman, who I think he'll rack up more than usual. And now he doesn't have to worry about the shift rule. Now, against lefties, they can't have three infielders on one side. So I think he'll have even more hits this season. So I'm going to go Freddie franchise at 13-1. So any conference winners, like anything on the National League, anything on the American League, and ultimately who's your pick to go to the World Series?
All right, Dill, I'm gonna do league winners first, Dill. So American League, Dill, give me the Toronto Blue Jays at +600 to represent the American League, and then Dill, give me the National League, give me the San Diego Padres at +500. So I'm taking the Padres and the Blue Jays to represent each league.
And who's your winner?
Give me the Padres at +1,000.
Wow.
Bill. I think this is their year. Yu Darvish is gonna have a great season. You're gonna have Tatis, Machado, Juan Soto, and Xander Bogaerts in the lineup. Bill, if they're healthy, this team will win 100 games. Will win the division. Will win the NL, and they will win it all. Bill.
Wow. Even though Fernando Tatis, he's suspended for PEDs.
He'll be back. He'll be back the last 60, 70 games.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That he will be healthy when he comes back. If he stays healthy just for 2 months,
that's all we're asking.
I'll give him a shot. That might be asking for too much.
Yeah. For me, out of the American League, I know it's not chalky because it's so plus money, but the Astros, man, I just think they're so good. I do like Blue Jays a lot. They were a very close second. Even the Mariners at 10-1 was a close one for me. But I'm ultimately going to go with Houston getting back to the World Series. And in the National League, I wanted to pick the Mets, but I couldn't do it. We don't have a closer. I wanted it to be our year, but I don't think it is. I think we'll win 90, 100 games, but just not going to do it. 10-1. Give me the Cardinals. I think they get there with the pitching. They have a stacked lineup. They have a great bullpen. They have a great closer. I think they could do it. And I'm also going to take them to win the World Series as well. So I got the Cardinals over the Astros. Astros couldn't repeat in 7 games, and we see a classic. So, Elvis, anything that I missed or anything that you wanted to say in the MLB future market?
Yeah, that's all, Dill. You got everything. Like I said, just a slight disrespect on the Red Sox at 78 wins. I think we get a little more than 80. Oh, one last thing, Dill.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna like this one. Most regular season wins, Mets or the New York Yankees. Give me the Mets at -115. I think the Yankees decline a little bit.
Let's go. I do too. I'm fading Aaron Judge too this season.
Think about it, Dill. They won so many games off his performance. He's not gonna have that season again.
No, not at all. And shout out Yankees, though. They got the guy Anthony Volpe, the rookie. He made the team. He's a Jersey kid. He went to Del Barton, and he's a good Italian kid. It was funny. We saw the meme of Tony Soprano and his son, and they go Anthony Rizzo and Anthony Volpe. It's just 2 Italians. It was hilarious. But Elvis, any last words before we get up out of here, kid?
Not all, Dill. Let's just have a great week. A nice positive week, because last week I was in the negative.
Let's get back in the positive. Elvis, that's going to do it for this Monday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Prize Picks and Viva Tequila Seltzer, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys in a few days. If you could do us a favor, please follow our social media, Twitter and Instagram at The Dream Wager. If you missed our episode, no problem. You guys can find us wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, give us a review. All that good stuff really helps the show grow. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.